Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I am Felicia Lowe from SweetGeorgia. This is the live office hours for the School of SweetGeorgia. Hello, look at everybody in the chat room. That's just so awesome. I see people are knitting, working on their shawls. People are working from home. People are sitting and spinning here. Wonderful. It is so nice to see you guys all here. We have not done a live office hours for a bit now, not since November. November was the last one we did. Basically, every month, the last Thursday of every month, we come here, we do a live streamed office hours to talk about the things that have been happening in the school, the courses that have been coming out, all the content, working through study groups, all of that kind of stuff. And we kind of do a recap about what's been happening inside the school. And this live stream is just for members of the school while it's happening. And so, Vicky is making pancakes right now. That's awesome. So this live stream is available for all members to participate in. You can join in on the chat and all this kind of stuff. And then after the live stream is done, we do archive it on our website, on the School of SweetGeorgia website, and it's also available on YouTube. So anybody else who's wanting or is curious to see what's going on inside the school can also have a peek inside as well. But today I have lots and lots of things to talk about, to share about. And so here, let me show you the slides that I have so far. But this is basically what we're going to be talking about today. I have something new to share with you. I have upcoming content, community events, the latest courses and conversations. So I put kind of questions and answers and things like that in here. A lot of the questions that have been going on, we have been talking about inside the threads of the school. And so I'm just going to kind of direct you to those. And then the weaving study group that's happening right now. And then a little bit of what you guys have been making. Fantastic. So really excited to have you guys all here today. So let me see if I can change to the next slide here. Okay. So the very first thing that I want to share with you guys, this is a brand new thing that I'm actually going to be talking about tomorrow on the Friday YouTube video for everybody, but you guys are getting the preview of it. And the idea is that for a long time now, we've been wanting to put together a scholarship for members of the School of SweetGeorgia. And so we are going to start doing that now. So this is a scholarship fund that is about $750 Canadian, which works out to about $600 US dollars. And it is in the form of a gift certificate that you can use and spend at the SweetGeorgia shop on equipment, on gear, on fiber arts supplies, tools, all those kinds of things. A lot of times, we try to encourage people that, to pick up the gear that is available, to pick up old looms, like the fanny that I got recently. That is kind of an experiment in working with an older loom, trying to bring it back to life, trying to work with something that is from a marketplace, that kind of a thing. But a lot of times it's kind of difficult to sort of get in to getting new gear, to being able to start weaving if you don't have a loom, if you don't have tools, all these kinds of things. And so this scholarship fund is designed to give somebody a kind of a kickstart or a leg up in moving them along on that fiber journey. So this is something that's available for all current, all access members of the School of SweetGeorgia. You can go to that link, schoolofsweetgeorgia.com/scholarship. There's not a lot of writing about it yet because we're sort of still putting that together today for tomorrow's bigger announcement. But you can go there and you'll see the form, which is just asking a couple of questions about, what you want to focus on this year, what you would use the funds towards, all of that kind of stuff. And you can fill in the form there. And we'll be doing some reviews, and that scholarship application will be open until March 1st. And then we're going to do some selections and then let everybody know. But the idea behind the fund is that this is meant to be an ongoing project. So in order to fund the scholarship fund, what we're going to be doing is we're creating a line of merch specifically for the School of SweetGeorgia. And so we're going to start off by creating these logo aprons, which we don't have a fancy name for or anything like that yet. They're aprons, and they're going to be sort of slate colored. There's pockets in them for putting your notes, for putting your cell phone. You can wear them for dyeing, obviously. You could wear them for spinning. You could wear them for all sorts, fleece washing, maybe that, all of this stuff is an ongoing project. So we're going to be developing more and more merch for the school, and all the profits from the merch will go towards funding the scholarship fund, which will help kickstart somebody else's fiber arts journey. So that is the general idea. I have a much more succinct video about it coming out tomorrow, but this is the general idea. And so the pre-order for these aprons is going to go up on the Sweet Georgia shop site this morning, I believe. It may or may not already be there. Teresa's been hard at work putting that together. And so that's going to happen. And hopefully we can support some people in the School of Sweet Georgia. It'll be really, really exciting to do this. I'm so glad that we can finally do this. We've been talking about it for like probably about a year and a half now. So I'm glad we're doing this now. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. So next up is we talk about new and upcoming content in the school. And so this, I have sort of like shown you a little bit in the last episode, but the idea of like, we just recently launched the Intentional Weaver with Laura Fry. That has been doing really, really well. Today, we are launching Color and Weave on Rigid Heddle with Amanda Wood. And so I'll talk to you a little bit more about that today. So that is coming out today. You can find that on the website now. And then the next one that comes out after that is wet finishing for weavers. People have asked for that. They're looking for how do you wet finish your cloth? So that's coming out soon. And then we have one here with Fixing Brioche Mistakes with Matt Akers. So Matt is one of our designers in residence for this past year. And so you can see this little bar here on the knitting here. That would be a mistake that you would have to rip down and then fix. And so he works through that entire process. The workshop is not about knitting brioche. It's more about fixing brioche and how to read your brioche, really. It's about how to read your knitting. We also have something else that's going to be coming out with Tabitha, and that is designing your first triangle shawl. So this is a top-down triangle shawl, beautiful lace pattern here. And so she works through this whole process of how to design your own triangle shawl. And then we have a class coming with Ruth Nguyen, which is also our designer in residence. We have two of them for this past year. And so she's doing a workshop about wrapping and turning. Wraps and turns in knitting. So different ways of doing short rows and things like that. So all of that is coming. One thing I do want to mention is that we do have a study group that's coming up in the springtime, and it's going to be a knitting study group. And the first part of it is going to be about knitting lace, and then it's kind of like a two-parter, kind of like how we're doing the weaving one as well. The first part is like weave your twill gamp. The second part is design your own project from what you've created. So the knitting one is going to be somewhat similar in the fact that we'll have like a learn to knit lace at the beginning, learn to knit lace techniques and stuff like that. And then the second half of that would be learning to design your own lace project. So that will be designing for knit only or also for crochet. No, this one will be specifically for knitting. The Lace Mastery Study Group, Greta has just put in the chat there, and it is specifically for knitting this time. We're going to have more crochet content come out in the new year as well, but later on in 2022. The other thing that I wanted to let you know is the live lectures with Laura Fry. So when we first started working with Laura Fry, we wanted to make these two courses. We wanted to make the Intentional Weaver. We wanted to make the wet finishing class. But Laura has like a whole palette of courses and workshops and ideas.